Hello, everyone. My name is Nathaniel Lentz. I am part of the Living Well Grant, and I'm also an outreach self-advocate with People First Wisconsin.
Great. Just give me a minute. I just got to get my PowerPoint going, and I think we'll be good to go. All right. Can everybody see that? Nathaniel, can you see it? Does it look good?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Excellent. Great. So as I said, my name's Sally. I'm with the Wisconsin board, and I am the project manager for the Living Well Grant. I'll just tell you a little bit about our grant. So it's a 5-year grant from the federal government. So from what's called the Administration on Community Living. And it focuses on really the health, safety, and well-being of people with disabilities. So we've been doing a lot of work around the state. We are working with 8 service providers in the state to work on different practices.
Don't move
and
the chair back and forth. It's very distracting. Just hold
if you can mute yourself if you're not presenting, that would be great. So we're working with 8 providers around the state with different services and supports for people with disabilities. We're also working with our great self-advocate leaders, with which Nathaniel is one. So last year we were here and we presented on our toolkit, the Healthy, Safe, and Connected Toolkit. And it really had a focus on COVID-19 and how to stay safe and healthy and connected during COVID-19. But many of the things in the toolkit are important for everyday life, even not during COVID. And so we changed up the toolkit and just made it into what we call the Healthy, Safe, and Connected Toolkit. So we're going to walk through that today. It's brand new, hot off the presses. I don't even have a link for you yet, so we will follow up after the conference and get you the materials. It still needs a little bit of editing. So you are the first people to see our great toolkit. So here we go. So this is our Living Well, Healthy, Safe, and Connected Toolkit. This is our new fancy cover, and we're going to talk about the different sections in the toolkit. So our first section really focuses on how to stay healthy. So we're going to talk about what's in that. I'll share that in just a minute to show you. So Nathaniel, can you tell us about what's in the Stay Healthy section?
Yeah, the Stay Healthy section is how to live a healthy life, how to move your body, how to eat healthy, taking care of your mental health, preparing for the doctor, how to avoid getting sick, and a healthy form. You're silent, Sally. Yes.
Can you hang on one second? It's not sharing what I wanted to share. Of course, technology is always the best, right?
Yes.
All right. Now wait, can you? Nope, you can still see my presentation.
Yes.
Okay. All right, give me a second here.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why this isn't working. All right, hang on, I gotta close this. Thank you for your patience out there in Zoom land. Here it comes, I swear.
Hi, Portal.
All right, can you see it now?
Yes, but I think it's on the PDF file.
Yeah, that's all I have is the PDF.
Okay,
So this is how you're gonna see it.
okay.
All right, so I'm gonna talk through this section a little bit. So the Stay Healthy section is really about those things that Nathaniel talked about. So first, we're thinking about the different areas of your body that you want to stay fit. So one of the most important things, and this was very important during COVID, was really how to avoid getting sick. So we still are talking about those areas to really how to avoid getting sick, not touching your face, staying away from people who might be sick, getting your vaccinations. But we really wanted to talk more about how you can stay healthy. And so this section really talks about that. So as you can see here, there's all these examples of how to stay healthy, how you can move your body. We have included a physical activity diary for you. So really looking at tracking what your physical activity is on a daily basis. So you know, did I get up and move today? Did I go for a walk? What did you do to really keep yourself healthy? We have our how to eat healthy section. So it really talks about what are the foods that you should be eating. Should you be eating junk food or should you be eating vegetables and fruits and whole grains and good meats and all of those things? We have a link that talks about if you're having issues getting food. So sometimes that's one of the reasons people don't eat healthy is because they don't have the resources to actually get the food they need. So it has a link to help you find information about getting help to find food. We have our grocery list here, so you can really write down what you need to get that would be healthy foods. Always important is how you're going to take care of your mental health. So thinking about not just your physical health, what your body needs, but what does your mind need? And really thinking about how you determine if maybe you do have some mental health concerns, what things you need to maybe be thinking about, and you know, even if you're having a really difficult time, having the suicide prevention hot list here, very important. Talks about how you can know when you're stressed, and how you can get more help with your mental health. So not just your physical health, but also your mental health. One of the really important things in the Stay Healthy section is how you might prepare to go see the doctor. So it's always good to think about what you might need to know before you go to the doctor. What are the reasons you're gonna go? How you would set up that appointment. So knowing how to call the doctor's office and set up those appointments. And then we have our health form. And so this is adapted from another, from the healthcare toolkit that BPDD put together many years ago. And it really does give you a place to write down a lot of information about your health before you would even go to the doctor. So an important thing to keep. Talks about insurance cards, who might help you, who might be your support, allergies. It talks about your disability and how that might affect you, especially in communication or understanding communication. What medications you might have. So it goes into all sorts of areas that you can fill out on this form and have ahead of time so that you know what you want to tell your doctor. Gives you some helpful tips about preparing to go to the doctor and how to be a good advocate for yourself about your health. And then some of the questions that you might even ask at the doctor so that you don't forget. You know, a lot of times when we go to the doctor, we get nervous and we feel like, what are we gonna tell the doctor? And then the doctor starts talking and we don't really tell them what we wanted to or ask the question. So all good information and resources that we use to develop this part of the toolkit. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna go back to my other one. We'll see how this goes. Yes or no?
From current slide, I would assume.
There we go. All right. All right, so we took a look at that section. So Nathaniel, why don't you talk a little bit about what's important to you about staying healthy and you know, just a little bit about this. And then if people want to put in the chat what they do to stay healthy, that would be great. But Nathaniel, take it away.
Thank you. How to live a healthy life. Be physically active every day. Eat a healthy, rich diet in whole grains, lean, protein, vegetables, and fruits. Be sure to get enough vitamin D and calcium. Maintain a healthy weight and body shape. Challenge your mind, excuse me. So what do I mean by challenge your mind? Challenge your mind by taking risk mentally, physically, push yourself, be able to do activities that will take you to another challenge, but you may fail, but you'll be able to pick yourself up again. How to improve your body. Take walking meetings. Drink loads of water or mineral water. Schedule breaks specifically for moving. Exercise daily for at least an hour. Eat the right foods and portion each meal. Keep track of calories and food intake per day. Be sure to get sleep. Stay motivated. And then how to eat healthy. Make most of your meal, vegetables, fruits, half of your plate. Whole grains, 1/4 of your plate. Protein powder, 1/4 of your plate. Healthy plant oils in moderation. Drink water, coffee, or tea, and stay healthy. Taking care of your mental health. Talking about your feelings can help you stay in good mental health and deal with times when you feel trouble. Keep active, eat well, drink sensibly, keep in touch, ask for help, take a break, do something you're good at. What I mean by drink sensibly, maybe have a drink of wine every 3 days. Drink in moderation. Preparing for the doctor. Make a list and prioritize your concerns. Take information with you to the doctor. Consider bringing a family member or friend to the doctor's visit. Keep your doctor up to date. Be sure you can see and hear as well as possible. Request an interpreter if you need one. How to avoid getting sick. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people you are sick with. Stay home if you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Avoid touching your face. Clean and disinfect frequently. Touch objects and surfaces. Healthcare form. Visual aids, read the questions out loud in a soft tone voice if you're at the doctor's office. If you have any questions, go up to the receptionist. If the registered nurse calls you in, ask her while she checks your vitals.
Excellent. Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not.
No, you're good.
Those are all great. We did have some people put some stuff in the chat. Mental health is very important. Tammy says spend time with friends, happy hour, garden, spend time with kids and partner. Sydney says daily, weekly, monthly step goals. That's important for exercise. This month, trying to get in the steps, but it's hard. Michael says, you know, with all these Zoom meetings going on, it's important to get up and stretch and move around. Biking, cut drama and people who are toxic out of your life. That's always important for your mental health. Meal prep at the beginning of the week. Yep, that's a great idea. Drink water, use sensory tools, go to the doctor once a year. You guys have got it going on. You know what staying healthy is about. So good to see that. All right, these are just some of the resources that we used in the links, and we will get the PowerPoint and the actual toolkit out to you. So we're going to move on to that stay safe section. So this section is very important, talks about how you're going to stay safe. So there's a lot about abuse and neglect in this, and talking about how you get help if you're if there are abuse and neglect situations happening for you. So Nathaniel, take it away. Talk about what is in this section.
You have rights, how to spot abuse and neglect, how to report abuse, my plan of action and call log, my safe home plan, who can I help, who can help me.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing again and try to I'm gonna get this to work better this time. Hang on. Again, just give me a minute. All right, I think I got it this time. Can you see that, Nathaniel?
Yep.
All right, so the stay safe section. First, it just talks about some of the resources that are available to continue to stay safe. We talk about your rights. So everyone has rights no matter where they live. So the right to be safe at home, be free from abuse and neglect, get your services, all very important. You may have tuned in yesterday to see the presentation on our new rights toolkits. So we will, these are our new rights toolkits that we will be getting out in the next couple months. So they will help you along the way. So you will see that. How to recognize abuse. So sometimes, you know, people might think of abuse only in more of that physical or sexual abuse, but there are other ways that people can be abused. So emotional abuse or financial abuse. So just making sure you understand what abuse and neglect is. How to report those abuses or neglects, talks about trusted adults, calling the police, talking to adult protective services. And then we really wanted to make sure that people were able to create a plan. So before you maybe even talk to someone, being sure that you have a plan, you know what you're going to tell them, you figure out who that person is going to be, what you maybe want to happen after you tell that person. And then our system can be sometimes a little difficult to figure out. So making sure that when you do report an abuse or neglect, that you're keeping a record or filling out this log to say who you called, what did you say to them, did you leave a message, when did they say they might call you back, what are the next steps, all very important. The other thing that we did during COVID was to really think about, is your home safe? And do you have the things you need in your home? So again, this is still part of our toolkit, making sure that you have food to eat, you have your medicines, you have electricity, that you have people to help you, all good things to be planning for. And so that if something goes wrong, you have your emergency contacts, you know who to call. And then again, just more about that planning, some questions you might want to ask yourself in that planning process, and then really document who's going to help you with these different things. This is the list of all the county adult protective services agencies. So depending on what county you live in is where you call to report an abuse and neglect. And so every county is listed here with the phone numbers to call. So that's a lot of pages is the county. So excuse my rolling of the document. And then you can always contact Disability Rights Wisconsin, or if you're over 60, the Board on Aging. And those people can always help you if there's a claim of abuse and neglect. All right, so let me stop sharing that. Pop my PowerPoint open again. And then I'm going to turn it over to Nathaniel. He's going to talk a little bit more about staying safe. And if you have ways to stay safe, put that in the chat, just like the last section.
Okay. Ways to stay safe. So we went over the 3 abuses: physical abuse, emotional abuse, and financial abuse. So make sure that you have trusted family members, trusted friends, and make sure that you document each, like if you are having physical abuse, emotional abuse, or financial abuse. And then make sure you document that. Make sure that you go to the call log and write every step down that you are being neglected or abused, and make sure that you're telling your story of why are you being physical, emotional, or financial, because your story will keep you safe, and then you will get the proper treatment that will help you in the future. But you have to take action right away. And if you need assistance, please reach out to, again, your parents, your trusted friends, or even, even who you work with if you have a close relationship. Because here's the thing, you need someone who really supports you. Like your IRIS consultant, reach out to them. Reach out to anyone who you work close with if you don't feel comfortable telling your parents or your friends. And they will help you stay safe.
Absolutely. Let's see. Richard says that bullying is the #1 cause of abuse and neglect. So yes, that is definitely definitely an issue, and that can be a form of emotional abuse. So definitely be sure to tell someone. Desi says, I don't accept rides from people. She doesn't talk to people she doesn't know online. She doesn't accept friend requests from people. All very important to make sure that you're staying safe in those ways. Brittany did ask if they can share stories. Let's get through the presentation, and then we'll take questions and any comments at the end. But for the Living Well grant, staying safe is one of the most important parts, and we are trying to work with our policymakers and our legislators to make sure that there are good protections and that the system is much easier for people to be able to report if they feel that they were abused and neglected. And so we're happy to talk to anyone who maybe has experienced an issue that has not gone well in this area, because we are definitely hoping to make the system better for all people with disabilities to be able to report abuse and neglect. So just an
And
important piece.
if I have one more thing to say, Sally, if you do talk to your legislator, make sure that your story is told within 15 minutes. Most legislative assistants, you only have about 15 minutes to talk. So, but your story is the #1 power statement, and it hits the legislators very powerful, and your story will reflect on you as a person, and that will be the most powerful message that you can give someone.
Absolutely. Richard Toot says, never give any money to anyone or to strangers. It can lead to a major scam. Very important, I think, just with all things that have really gone online and just all sorts of different things that are going on, you need to be sure that, if you think if somebody is asking you for money in some way, just check in with somebody and say, does that seem right? I was telling Nathaniel when we were preparing, I had a friend who was contacted by Wisconsin Electric, and they were saying that her power was going to be shut off, and she said it took her talked to the person for 30 minutes before she realized this was not real. And so you just never know. Desi says, some group homes or long-term caregivers don't always run background checks. And so sometimes it is your caregivers that are, that may be the people that are become those abusers. So again, if you see any weird things with your caregivers, be sure to report that to someone. It could be Adult Protective Services, it could be your care manager or your IRIS consultant, but just be sure to let somebody know right away, because you want to be sure that you stay safe. And very, very important. All right, so stay connected. So that is such an important piece for people with disabilities and all people. And we know that has been so difficult due to the COVID-19 situation. Things are getting a little bit back to normal. So we're hoping that, some of the things that we might be suggesting you're able to do, but we want to help you build better resources for staying connected and how you can do that. So Nathaniel, will you let them know what's in the section, and then I will pop that open after you get through this.
Map your relationships, make a list of ideas, find new opportunities, how to get there, connect with technology, learn how to stay safe online, my Stay Connected plan.
All right, now bear with me because I got to do this flip flop again, which I think I got down now, hopefully. All right, so this is the Stay Connected section. And so we just start out by giving some examples of ways that you might want to stay connected with people, either in person or through technology. And so I think that has been one positive of COVID, is people have really learned how to connect virtually that maybe they had not done before. So So we want you to get out and see people face to face, but when you can't, that really has been a great opportunity. And so Nathaniel talked a little bit about mapping your relationships. So that's really thinking about the people in your lives right now that you maybe have those connections with, but also then figuring out maybe where you don't have a connection. So are there certain areas that you might want to really be working on? And so a lot of times we're thinking about what are the things that I'm good at or I like to do, because that's a way to connect with people. Thinking about what people, listing out the people and places that you already go or that you might want to go. It could be churches, clubs, all sorts of things like that. Places that you go, and maybe that's work, maybe it's school. So again, just thinking about all the different places in your community that you either already connect with or maybe want to connect with. So we have we've put in this map here, this relationship map, for you to kind of write down that. So you can write down, you know, what are your skills and interests? What are you doing in the community already, or what do you want to do? And what places and work or learning are you already involved in? So again, just looking at those circles, but thinking about who am I connected with? Who do I want to, reconnected. So maybe you knew somebody in high school that you haven't seen for a long time. Maybe that's somebody you want to reconnect with. Or maybe there's someone you know that you want to make a new connection with. I'm sure you've all made new connections here at the Self-Determination Conference. So those might be people that you say, hey, I want to connect with them more often outside of the Self-Determination Conference. So then we think about different activities that you might want to try. And so all these different areas, career, learning, fun, health and exercise, hobbies, religion, maybe helping others, and just some ideas here of ways you could work on that. So different ideas: visiting a museum, play bingo at the community center, scrapbooking. A lot of people like that. Maybe finding a church if you are interested in religion. Walking a neighbor's dog, taking a cooking class. So lots of ideas here to be thinking about how you might get connected. And then this just talks about where you might find new opportunities that you never thought of. So obviously we have Facebook. You might, sometimes if you're at the grocery store, you see those bulletin boards and people put up information about what's going on. It might be your rec center. It could be through your service provider, the ADRC, lots of different ideas. And we talked about, Nathaniel mentioned how to get there. So we know this is one of the most difficult parts of staying connected. And when you're trying to go out in the community is, how can you get there? So transportation can always be a big problem in trying to really stay connected with people. So we just offer some different ideas on how you might be able to get to different locations. So talking with your family care or IRIS consultant on specialized transportation. Can you go walk places? Can you share rides with someone? And then good old connecting with technology. As I said before, everyone is much more connected through technology than we have been before. And so we first want to make sure that you're staying safe on the internet, and just some tips on how to stay safe. And then how, when you're connecting over some of these different platforms, you know, what are the most important lessons to learn? We've talked about this a lot in our grant, you know, and making sure not sharing private pictures, blocking people that you don't want to be involved with. And then just like our other sections, we have developed a stay connected plan So this is a place to kind of put all the information and maybe have a good check-in for yourself. So, so what things do you like to do? What can you learn about? Who might help you? And how will you get there? So all excellent ideas. And then, as usual, we have all the different ways you can connect with the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities. So give me a second. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. I've almost made it through. All right. Nathaniel, take it away. Tell us about what you do to stay connected. And as we have in every other section, throw any comments in the chat and we'll go through those.
I stay connected with my electronics, computers, smartphones, but recently I've been visiting friends since I've been vaccinated, and they have been vaccinated. I make sure that my friends are vaccinated because I'm living with someone. I'm living with two people that are high risk, so I have to be very cautious of those who I'm visiting are vaccinated. Make a list of ideas. I create a schedule, stick to, so I create a schedule so I'm able to get my work done, so I'm kind of like balancing my social life, but also making sure that I have enough time to get the work that I need to get done for my advocacy jobs. I cook meals and find new opportunities. I am learning how to stay productive now. It's a new, so for over a year, I was trying to search, well, what do I want to do with my life? And I always want to do advocacy. So now that I'm doing 2 or 3 advocacy jobs, I am trying to do time management plus seeing friends, taking care of my family, and trying to organize of how to be productive. And I think that I am getting to the point where I'm living a normal life again. What do I do when I can't go anywhere since the Delta variant is up? I take a walk with my dog. Sometimes I play fetch with my dog. Sometimes I take a walk in the woods if I have country to see the fall colors. But I always remember to work on myself, even though we connect with meetings and Zoom and everything. We always have to remember to just take some time for ourselves. And again, like I said, connect with technology. I kind of did the opening statement with that, but I use Zoom, Veridesk, organized workplace, webcam, speaker system, so I'm able to hear throughout the Zoom meetings. I talk to people I only know. I defriended friends because of I've noticed that some friends that they find are unsafe, and that's going with what you were talking about, Sally, about the money episode. Yes, kind of that situation I've had. So you have to make choices on who you talk to, and just because you're good friends with them, and if they're talking to other friends, you just don't know, and you can be stuck. So my Stay Connected plan is make sure that I stay in touch with people I know, even though my mental state might be down. I will not be online all the time. Make sure my mental state is top notch from now on. Make sure I have a clear mind, and then go back online when it's on, when my mental state is on top. If it's low, just cool down, read a book, take some time for myself, go outside, re-energize myself, and get back to work. Because I think making calls on my job as an outreach self-advocate, all these Zoom meetings that we have, it takes a lot of energy, and we have to focus and focus and focus. We don't realize how much it affects the brain. And I'm coming to realize that I need to step back from the computer, step back from the camera, step back from the lights, and just take some time away. I think our decisions have to do a lot with what we do, involving a screen. So.
Absolutely. We need to connect, and not just on work things and on Zoom, but try to connect in other ways, whether it's with nature or obviously, you know, the things that you enjoy. So let's see what's in the chat. So definitely ways to get to places. Wait, hang on, let me go back. Brittany rides the city bus all the time. That's great. Richard has a new type of transportation, his adult tricycle. So a three-wheeler, that's a great opportunity. So you get connection and exercise all at the same time. Yes, a couple of people are saying about that. That's great. A plug for Crazy Lenny's e-bikes from Richard, it looks like. Desi, it looks like she goes to the YMCA, uses electronics. Michael stays connected by doing coffee chats on Facebook and also visiting in person now that he has his double Fauci ouchie. So he's vaccinated. I like that. Desi says volunteer to see what you like to do. That is a really great way. Sometimes, you know, you might volunteer. It's not really your cup of tea, but then you do something you like. She bikes, self-care, online support groups, all great suggestions. So hang on, I'm gonna, so this just is my contact information and our coordinator on the grant. I'm gonna stop sharing now. And happy to take any questions. If you want to raise your hand, I see Lindale has her hand up. Why don't you go first? Let's see, Olivia, can they unmute? There you go. Perfect.
Kelly Portal is here today. Can I just take a shout out to my cousin? I haven't seen him for a couple years, and can I just take it? Can you have Portal on mute for a few minutes so I can just say hi to my cousin quick? We've been going back and forth, and
I don't see connections made right here.
I don't know if you can unmute them for a few seconds. I want to say hi to my cousin.
I cannot unmute them. They would have to do it. So it looks like somebody's coming to the computer.
He's been, yeah.
Is that your cousin right there?
Where's Nick?
Hi.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
How are you?
Good. I just want to say hi. It's been a while.
And nice to you, so long have you been?
Good.
I just, yeah, maybe we'll have time after this, okay, to talk?
Yeah, you guys should see, look, we're building connections. You guys should reconnect. So after this, you should figure out a time to connect with each other, because that's what this is about, is staying connected and healthy and safe.
Yeah, and I miss you.
Yeah.
Yep, so do I. You've been so patient. You've been so wonderful and quiet. Good job, bud.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you doing tonight?
Well, they're
Well,
gonna.
how
be
about
another
you
thing.
guys? How about if you guys can maybe connect right after this?
Yeah.
Why don't you stay
Yeah.
on right at the end and maybe you can connect? We'll see if
Okay.
there's any other
Okay.
questions, comments, and I'll help you guys get connected after. Any
All right.
other
Bye, Nick.
questions, comments?
No.
Hendrik, you have your
Hendrik
hand up.
has his raised, yep, Hendrik has his raised hand up.
I get happy breakfast for health because my friend get COVID because it was darker my friend was Down syndrome while COVID he got sick, he died. What happened.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah,
very
I'm so
sad.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that is, you know, obviously there are a lot of people who, if they were to get COVID could be, you know, could get it worse than others. And so very important to get your vaccination to help keep yourself safe. So very sorry about that situation, Hendrik. And, you know, lots of people are suffering from loss of friends and family members, and you know, and we hope all of you take whatever precautions to stay safe. You know, everybody's got to think about their own personal health and situation before they
Correct.
might go out in public. Anybody else, any other questions? I know somebody said they wanted to share their story. I'm just Brittany wanted to know if anyone else does Special Olympics. That's a great place to connect. I see Hendrik with his hand up. Anybody else do Special Olympics?
Yeah, I am. I'm at the Olympics.
Excellent. What sport do you
Good.
do?
I play bowling.
Bowling? Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of sports and basketball.
Basketball. That's
Yeah,
good.
have you drink water or Gatorade for sports?
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Who wanted to share their story? I don't know.
That was Brenda, I think, Sally. I thought it was Brenda.
I don't know. I'm looking through the chat. Any other questions, comments, suggestions? You know, once we do send out the toolkit, we'll be happy to hear from you about any suggestions on how we might be able to make it better or what things might be missing. So once we do start getting it out to people, that would be great. Just looking through the notes, just want to make sure I didn't forget any questions or comments.
Sally, I just want to bring up one other thing.
Sure.
I just want everybody to pray for our family friend who was killed by a truck yesterday, 85 years old, riding his bike. So
Oh,
prayer has been a rough couple days for me. So
sure. Yeah,
and we
we'll pray
lost
for.
Dean,
I'm
we
sorry.
lost Dean from Bond Black too from COVID.
Yeah, you got to be careful out there on your bikes for sure.
Yeah,
Brittany,
he was going to a class reunion, and I don't know what happened, but anyway, he had a crushed chest and brain bleed, and they couldn't save him, and 85 years old, so
Yeah,
it was a good life.
thanks for sharing. We're sorry to hear about that. Brittany,
Thank
was it
you.
you who was maybe going to share your story?
Yes, it was.
Go right ahead. We still have some time.
Yes, so I asked there was a time
Can't hear your microphone.
to share the story as the session would be over.
Can't hear you.
But then I muted my mic and shut my camera off and called my sister and said, hey, how would you feel if I told And she's like, go ahead. So I'm like, okay. So
having a little
I
trouble hearing
have
you,
a
Brittany.
story of abuse. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a story of abuse.
All right, well,
My mom abused me as a kid. She was verbally abusive. And 9 years ago, I was in an abusive relationship, but I didn't know about, I didn't know.
so Brittany, we're having quite a bit of trouble hearing you, but I think that you were saying,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. I think what I heard
There's
you
a
say
lot
was
of
that,
technical difficulties.
yeah, that you had been in a situation of abuse as a child, and, you know, hopefully that you've been able to report that and get some help about that. And, you know, always, you know, hopefully that
I'll
people,
share my story in chat.
yeah, we're not in the chat. I think she said she'll share it in the chat. But again, just very important for people that, you know, even if there was some type of abuse and neglect in your past, you know, that, you know, it's still good as an adult to maybe talk to somebody about that. You can get help. So what Brittany says is she was verbally abused by her mom as a kid and also was in an abusive relationship. And she didn't report it, report the first incident, but she did tell her sister about the second. And so just really important to tell someone. And I encourage anyone that has struggled with that, even if it's something that happened before, that maybe isn't happening right now, and maybe you haven't told anyone, or and you might not be comfortable, but you know, you should always get the help that you might need to try to deal with that situation that you're either dealing with now or that you dealt with in the past. Hendrik, do you have your hand up?
Yep, I have a story.
Okay.
I have a story of my dad. He got sick about December. He got sick on December 2009 because my father got sick because his damage, his brain, because he got first COVID. He came out with my family and make him get better. And I pray my father get better. He get better soon. He for his damaged brain, because his brain is gone. He almost died in the hospital. What happens? Yeah, and okay, not thinking hospital again. Yeah, what happens?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of things that come up when we are talking about health and safety and staying connected, and you know, I think all of these bring around the reasons why you want to yourself be prepared for any health emergency, any type of situation that might, knowing your rights might not be one of the best situations. Brittany said that, you know, victims of abuse are afraid to speak out and afraid to be judged. And again, that's why I'm saying, you know, you might not be reporting it to the police, but if you can find someone that you feel comfortable talking to about it, or even maybe a counselor, you know, to really get that help that you might need. So we're at about 1:28 and the session is wrapping up at 1:30. Nathaniel, any parting thoughts on our topics here? Or?
Yeah. I'm, as a professional, I hope that if you need assistance, please reach out to your primary doctor, physician, to get professional, to get help, to get someone to talk to if you need that. I do think that today mental health is a very, 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 very good topic to talk about. But thank you for coming. Please look at the packets that Sally's working on once we send them out. Make sure that you have a plan to get outside. Make sure that you have a plan to do activities that make you healthy, make your mind healthy, because we're all in this together. And make sure that you are healthy. Make sure you work on 3 phases of health: mental, physical, and physical. What's that one? I forgot.
Healthy, safe, and connected. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Sally.
Were you
But
All right.
financial?
thank you.
Financial, yep. We could
Financial,
add
yep.
financial. I think
Yep.
the other thing too is you guys are all such great self-advocates. So when you encounter other people who might not know about these things, staying safe, healthy, safe, and connected, you can help them. So you can also be helpful in these areas. All right. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. You guys were a great audience. We really loved presenting, and there'll be more to come. So thanks a
Yep.
lot.
Thank you so much.